Hi and welcome back to a new video on my art channel. My name is Carolina and I paint. If you enjoy painting and drawing time-lapse videos and would like to follow my artistic development, you should subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, here we go. So I will comment a little bit on what I'm doing here in this video. First, I started by painting the background. As you can see, I'm just going in and painting everything green. This is actually the second piece of a series that I'm working on. As you can see here in the on the left side of the frame, that there is a pink and blue kind of painting. You can see that in my last video too. I decided to make a second piece in this kind of style, but I chose different colors this time. I decided to go ahead with blue and green. It just popped up in my head the other day and I felt super inspired, so I started making a second piece. Don't ask me why I'm using such a tiny brush to paint a complete canvas in one color. I don't know, but I felt like it was kind of therapeutic, so I just kept doing it. Okay, cool. Now that I have the complete canvas painted in a neonish, appleish green, I decided to go in with a little lighter green to give it a little bit more dimension and texture to make it not look so flat. to stretch a little bit. It gets very painful in my back when I hold the same posture for a couple hours. And then this is me randomly vibing to the music that I'm playing, that I can't play here because I don't want to get copyrighted. Alright, let's get back to work. A little bit more light green, a little bit here and there, make sure everything is covered. Alright, so now I have blue water in my glass that I'm holding, and I'm just dripping it all over the canvas because I just want to bring a little bit more dimension to it, because I don't want it to be just all green. So I tried to incorporate a little bit more into the background, like I said, so it's not too flat. So I'm going in, putting all these drips on there and going in with a brush because I don't actually want them to be so detailed. I want it a little bit more faded. So I'm just fading everything in here so the background looks perfect. Right after this, I actually here am I starting to draw in the figurine that I'm drawing, and I made a mock-up before to see where the shadows will fall realistically. So basically I had to take a photo and edit it and make sure that everything is right so I can see what I'm doing in the big painting. So here you can see I'm holding my mock-up to see how the proportions are and where the shadows go. So I'm just blocking this in with a light blue color so I can then go ahead and finish this figurine. Once I found that the shape and everything fits perfectly into the frame and I was satisfied with it, I started going in with the dark blue color to really make it seen so I could start doing the shadows as well. Here you can see I'm just going over the old lines again, but with a darker color this time, the color that the figurine actually is mainly going to be. I'm coloring in the darkest areas first because I find that gives me kind of a good idea of what the end result will look like. And once I have the darkest areas, I'll go in with a little bit lighter shade, like a transition shade almost, and do areas that are neither highlighted nor very dark. Here I finally started actually drawing the hand. I was a little bit nervous because you know hands are, don't get me started on hands. Hands are very difficult to draw or to paint. If you're an artist, please let me know in the comments what you think about drawing hands, because as beautiful as they are, they're just weird to draw. I don't know what it is, but don't ask me how many drawings in my life I had to throw away because it was the hand. Everything else was perfect, but the hand just ruined everything. But gladly, I want to say in this painting, I did a pretty good job. I think you can see it as a hand. As you can see here, I'm going back in with the darkest color to add a little bit more depth and shade and dimension. And I'm officially in that phase where I don't know if I should stop or should I keep going. Alright, now we're adding the highlights. And the highlights, you have to pick the placement, exquisite, because they can make it or break it. So you want to place the highlights in some good places and don't overdo the highlights. I think the worst thing you can do is putting too many highlights and then the whole thing just loses its whole focus. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right?
Perfect.
I have no idea why the colors in my frame just switched to a more saturated look. I have no idea, maybe it was something about the lighting. However, here I am starting to add some, if you will, other highlights. So I took the green and made it a little bit more lighter and diluted it with a little bit more water so it's more fluid, to add some drips and splashes like I also did in my first piece of this series to give it just that little extra. Here you can see the chaos I'm working in, and here's a little progress shot. This is what I got so far. Actually, this is the final shot. I'm done at this point, and I was kind of super proud that I finished this the same day I started it. I have never ever done this ever before with this size of painting, at least. And here you can see everything. Here you can also see the first painting. I turned off the light just to see the colors with the lights off too. Turn it back on so you can see it more clear, a little close-up view. And there we go. Look at her back. Look at her back. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it, and as always, feel free to comment your thoughts and hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're curious to see what I will come up with next. Bye!